Welcome to Currency Watch. This is Chris Keene from a keen point of view. It was a rather quiet and dull day of trading in North America. Summer had definitely settled in. Um, we had a few movers. We had the Great Britain USD that moves higher in European and the beginning of North American trading after its numbers were still disappointing, but they weren't as disappointing as estimated. And this created a short squeeze that pushed the Great Britain pound above the triangle that it contained it over the last few days and pushed it higher to test trend support. We also had some interesting action in the yen and in New Zealand USD that we'll look at shortly. Heading into tonight's Asian trading, we have a rather empty economic docket once again. We have a few minor reports out of Japan, but nothing that probably is going to move the market. And the first real major data that we have to contend with is the out of the Great Britain, which is the Great Britain bank inflation report, the Bank of England inflation report. And this report has the ability to move the pound and maybe get things moving in the market in general. Let's take a look first at the New Zealand USD. As we spoke about last week, the New Zealand USD, as long as the pair stayed above 0.8060, it was considered to be back in the consolidation range that had contained the pair for 2-3 months in the beginning of the year. If we look on a daily chart, you can see it rather clear. You can see that the pair just drifted through this level between March and the beginning of May. And heading into today's trading, the pair pushed higher and broke down below the trend line that contained the price action over the last few weeks, last 3 weeks. And now that the pair has broken through the trend line, it looks like it has moved down towards it's moved down to the 8150 level and found a bit of support in that area for the time being. But as long as the pair is below this trend line, we could see a push lower. And I would say that the first major level of resistance would be down at the 81 level. So that's a pair to keep your eye on tonight. And another one is the USD JPY. As you can see, the USD yen broke higher and once again pushed above the 8160 level and really is making the top of the new current range at 78.70. And the bottom, as we know, is that support at 78.78. If the cross can break a higher and maintain above this, it might move above the daily highs around 78.76, we could see a measured move up towards 79.15 initially, and then maybe even higher over the next few weeks towards the 80 level. But if it remains in the range and we get a 4-hour close, 4-hour close around 9, or still below this range, we could be back in for another push lower towards the 78 area, or at least towards the lows of the last range push around 78.16. And the last pair we're going to look at is the Great Britain Pound USD, because as I spoke about earlier, it broke above, it pushed higher, and it moved all the way up to the 0.382 fib at 156.60 from the May lows, but it couldn't gather any momentum from that point. It moved up and tested the weekly high from last week and reversed quickly. Now any move back down to the top of the descending channel trend support that has contained the price action up to this point, we could see a bounce, and that's going to come around 156. So it'll be interesting to see if the pair makes it down to the 156 level. If we have any movement here and we can get a little bit of a bounce higher off it back towards 156.50. If we break below, we could be in for a measured move lower over the next coming days. As that, the trading has been rather quiet so far this week. It's definitely summer trading when we have the Olympics going on in London. So all eyes will be on the one major piece of data that we have out tonight would be the Bank of England interest rate report, and that is all we have for today. So everybody, remember to keep your trades keen and play it safe, and this is Currency Watch.